8 tiers of the Burnout Revenge World Tour are now complete. And officially, we now have just 36 events to go in the World Tour. And then to add on to that, we of course have to get the remaining signature TDs and also finish the remaining challenges. However, we are getting closer to the end. And I think at this point, we should be in a good spot, as we're now complete with 8 tiers up to this point, and now we're going to move on to tier 9, the penultimate tier of the game. And just need to look and see which one has the race event. It's probably Central Route. Oh, they both have a race event. Okay. Let's head to Central Route first. And which one have I not completed at Central Route? Oh, the special car takedown. Yeah, something tells me I am definitely going to get one of those, the way I see it. Because I am pretty sure one of these will no doubt be a race event with the special car. And we're doing the Burning Lap with the Black Elite Racer. Ironically, the car we unlocked earlier on. And if you like what I do around here, then subscribing to me is a good idea, as I am trying to reach 800 subs before the end of the year. Last time I checked, I was only 3, probably 2 subs away from reaching 800, so if you can manage to get me up to 800, possibly above and beyond that, then I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, let's get on with the Central Route Burning Lap. So a 1 minute 3 is what we need for a gold, 117 for a silver, and 143 for a bronze. I think there's probably going to be a lot of traffic involved, but I also think, under the circumstances, once we get used to it, there's not going to be too many problems here. I don't think. And I cannot drift with this thing. Yep, this thing does not drift. Okay, now it drifts. I was mistaken. I also slipped off the throttle for a moment there. In other words, my finger slipped. And there goes the gold. Can I at least take the shortcut? Yes, I can. Still don't think I'm getting the gold, though. Yeah, that's definitely gone now. I fucked up on that stretch of road. But then again, I am still getting used to the car, so maybe at this point I actually can do something right, maybe. And not. Is it going to be a silver though? Just. Okay, we need to take the shortcuts. It is obvious to me that in order to get the gold for this, we need to take the shortcuts. Because this car does not drift. As well as some of the other cars I have driven up to this point. We definitely need to take those shortcuts. They're there for a reason. We have to do it. Have you ever been into those one-lap events where you really feel like the game is fucking with you? Well, that's kind of what this is. As in, I know what I am doing is right, but at the same time, I have no idea how I escaped that. You know what? I might have actually made the right move by doing that. Although I still need to get the gold, however, before I can really say anything else. Just need to make sure that these bastards give it to me this time. And I think they might have done. Just depends on knowing if I get the gold again. Well, not quite my best lap. I did set a few 59s whilst I was at it. But it's good enough for the perfect rating, and that's all I care about. I think my fastest lap overall was a 59.6. But yet, because I didn't get enough air during the lap, that was why I kept missing it. And finally the game has actually decided to give it to me after 25 minutes of trying and failing. Anyway, that's now done, and... okay, it's a Crash Breaker race at Eastern Bay. And so far I have only done 4 challenges at Eastern Bay, which means this could be one of the last I do. Besides, what have I missed? Okay, 4-way payback. The win without wrecking. That might be a bit too much to ask at first. 3 revenge takedowns and blow up 24 vehicles. Yeah, this will definitely be one of the last things I do. You know what? We're going to continue at Central Route for now, just because I feel like I can get more out of that. And I kind of want to use the Euro Classic LM for this, but I also want to use the Works R202. So I think I'll use this for our next one. The Works R202. Sure. So 1,200 credits for a gold, 500,000 for a silver. Sorry, 1.2 million for a gold, 500,000 for a silver, 250,000 for a bronze. This as ever should be pretty easy. And immediately I go into a bus. Maybe I should not do that. I don't know what to do about this event. I feel like I'm asking myself to do a bunch of things that I know I simply can't do. And that's what, in all honesty, at this point in time, is what is really frustrating me right now. The fact that I really am trying to make sure that I keep my car pointing in the traffic, and yet I somehow keep missing the traffic when I need to keep hitting the traffic. It's just totally benign, and I completely have lost all understanding of how this is supposed to work. Because there are parts where the roads will be loaded, and there are also parts where the roads will virtually be quiet, in terms of how much traffic is really involved. And that's what really sucks about it. It's like I'm literally just having to blindly walk in the dark. And that's what I feel like this event is currently doing to me. I mean, this is definitely one of the more challenging traffic attack events I've done up to this point of the game. I did not want to hit that flatbed truck, because if I would have done, that would have meant death. I'm going to be honest, this is actually pretty hard. I know I've said that before, but I will say it again, this is actually pretty hard. And I can tell it's pretty hard because there are bits of road that seem to have more space on my side at least than what they should. In other words, the roads should basically be busier than what they currently are, and that is why at this point in time it's annoying me. because I am not being effective enough. I really tried to stay out of the traffic. I really, really, really tried to stay out of the traffic. But it decided nope, and it basically just killed me. That was pretty much what it did. And at this point in time, it doesn't look like that's going to improve. As much as I really, 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 really wanted to. I was so close to passing 1 million. And now I think we are going to pass 1 million. However, the real concern is going to be if whether or not I can keep this run alive. Because... okay, I did keep the run alive, and thankfully there was enough traffic to give me nearly 1.4 million. Okay, we've got the gold now, and we've almost completed 3 laps. So hopefully this is where I actually do get it done. I hope... well, I have got it done already, but I just needed to stay in the traffic to get it done. There was nothing else I could have done there, except just hold on for dear life. Also, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a new best high score for a traffic attack, if I pass 2 million. Something that, in all honesty, I really wouldn't mind doing, because then once I'm done with that, I can actually move on from this. And that's exactly what I do. I pass 2 million. Is there going to be a quadruple cash? Yes, there is. Although, I think at this point in time that probably doesn't matter anymore, because I have long since clinched the gold. And just as I figured, even when I crashed, my car still blew up. But I got 2.15 million overall in that run. The gold run, and also my completed run. Because I wasn't going to accept anything else but the gold for that one. Okay, on to the next one. Yeah, I am strongly convinced in saying that these cars we seem to keep getting, they are definitely homologation specials from the original models. They certainly seem to be that way anyway. And we've got a road rage to do. We've done 2 events so far, and the only one we have left at Central Route is the special car takedown. Something that I might as well do, because in this road rage event, I think there will be a special car involved. So we can choose either the Limited M-Type or the Euro Classic. For this, I'm going to use the Euro Classic, because I want to. And also because I really like these red rims. For a car that is most likely based off of a Ferrari. This, by the way, yes, is basically the car we're using. I think I'll give it one more circle round, and then we can just get on with the event. Alright then, let's head to the road rage. So we need 17 takedowns for a gold, 13 for a silver, and 10 for a bronze. Are there going to be any special cars involved here? And immediately I get wrecked. That does not surprise me in any way whatsoever. Okay, I'm gonna say it now. But I really think these fuckers are asking for cyanide. Because of how they are just so ruthlessly wrecking me and basically making it so I practically get destroyed in something even bigger than a typhoon. Or something even more powerful than an earthquake, typhoon, and volcano eruption all combined. In some cases, it's almost like they're basically just begging. It's almost like in some cases they're basically just asking me to be given a lethal injection. Because at this point in time, they are so asking for it. Like I just want them to be killed, dead and buried. As much as they basically want me to be killed, dead and buried. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Choosing a car as vulnerably fragile as this one. Because I have a feeling that says this car might be fragile. Oh, come on! I was totally on the brakes for that. How did that still count as a wreck? I was totally on the brakes for that. That should have been avoided. Okay. I'm really starting to think. I'm really starting to think this is beginning to feel like Mad Max 2. Because this honestly feels an awful lot like a car chase in a Mad Max movie. I refer to the early ones, not the later ones. Although, technically speaking, there's only been 2 Mad Max movies since that other one. Seriously? Well, at least I got the gold. So you know what? I'm content with that. Although what I probably won't be content with is the fact that I am going to miss absolutely everyone. You know what? If it's still an awesome rating, I'm just going to move on. Because this car is not made for wrecking. And we get no unlocks. You know what? Perfect rating's a perfect rating. I don't care either way. And if you think it's a bad idea for me withdrawing an event that I only just got a gold for, then fuck you. I score golds, I get perfect ratings, and then I move on. End of story. Okay. So we've pretty much done all the central route events we can do for now. And everything else is not unlocked, so either either Angel Valley or Eastern Bay is where we probably end up. Do I have the special car takedown here? No, I don't. We'll do the Eliminator next. And you know what we're going to use? This. Because why not? And also because I want to. So here we are then for the Eliminator. Except for saying this time it just says Eliminator, not Crash Breaker Eliminator. Although I have no doubts in saying that considering the trend that this game has been setting recently since I got this far. Yeah. You can probably understand... Oh, that's already the special car takedown achieved. Ironically, the one I was aiming for. I should add. And I'm pretty sure this is where the carnage is just beginning. And I managed to escape a crash somehow. Although I doubt I'm going to get out of this without crashing. Because I really feel as though a wreck is coming. It's just a simple matter of when. That's probably where it's going to concern me the most. Yep, see, I told you. And I got triple payback as well. Which means my crash was not in vain. And nor was that one. Although the Revenge Racer is still whooping my ass. Or at least trying to. Yeah, winning a race around here without crashing... I know it's possible. But what I also know is... it's probably going to be a death trap. And I wrecked both the racers that ironically followed me. How did I miss that truck? I will never know how I narrowly missed that truck. But I somehow did. Okay, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Okay. 2 left. MIS, I know I proved it's possible to win without crashing at... I think it was Eternal City where I proved it. I did show the video footage of me doing that. So it is possible, but... he was closing, but he wasn't going to catch me in time. Too bad it was too little too late, dumbass. And now... we get another... perfect rating. Now let's move on to Event 5. Yeah, I honestly had a feeling this was gonna happen sooner or later. Quite frankly, I was just waiting for it. It wasn't going to be denied. And we got another one at Central Route? Yes, we do. And I think this is probably going to be where I complete the Central Route challenge sheet. Because there will definitely be a special car involved in this. I guarantee it. So we're going to go back to the Euro Classic. And this time, we're going to drive this thing in... well, I drove it in green before, so... yeah, let's drive this thing in red and see how we do. Alright, here we go. So it's another race event. I guarantee there is going to be a special car in the field, and yep, there is one right behind me. So this is going to be pretty easy from what I can see. In terms of completing the Eastern Bay challenge sheet. And I got a triple takedown. Right there in that instance. That happened pretty much immediately. Alright, Criterion Racer GT for completing the Central Route challenge sheet. Nice. And there's also this as well. However, for the race, well, as you can imagine, I did not win that. But the only reason I took the L was so I could get my reward. Because either way, I knew I was still going to win something. And that's why I'm trying this again. And sticking with this because this was the car that I used before. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I drove this thing in red before. Yeah, let's try this again. Wait, am I gonna win? I don't think I'm gonna win. I'm gonna restart and make sure. I know what this game is like when it comes to photo finishers and just EA games in general. Basically, if you're not absolutely ahead of your opponent. This is a thing that's always been in EA racing games, but when it comes to side-by-side finishers, and the player realistically is ahead of the AI, it does not reward the player with the win. That's one trap I am not falling for. Although I probably would have won the race with my boosting, I was not prepared to fall into that rabbit hole and let it be another loss. I am not accepting that. Okay, you are really starting to piss me off now. And you're really making me just want to quite literally... And you're really just wanting me to quite literally rip out your engine and then just put a bomb in it. That's honestly what you're asking for. You're honestly asking me to literally rip out your engine and then fit it with a bomb. Just so you can quite literally blow yourself up. And then never bother me again. That's honestly how annoyed I am right now. Both with myself and also with the fact that there is just so much traffic that I have to negotiate, and we're doing this at over 200 miles an hour. Which, if you're wanting to know how fast that is in kilometers, well, that's over 320 km an hour. Which, by the way, yes, is basically the equivalent of... Which, by the way, yes, is basically the equivalent of 200 miles an hour in kilometers. Anyway. See if we can actually go somewhere. And maybe succeed with this. Because I really want this to be where I actually do win the race. Basically just have to not crash somehow in order to beat the Nixon. The Nixon Special is definitely leading this race, I'm sure of it. And I got booted by the traffic. That was so close to being a wreck. I was pretty sure one of them was going to crash me. One of them definitely was. Hey, I took down the Nixon Special finally. Maybe now I can actually secure this goddamned win that I have been trying so hard to get. Finally! God, that race was a bitch. I was honestly dealing with some real whores in the AI. I mean, they were really just going after me. And they were basically just doing everything it took to have my ass assassinated. And basically I had to do the same thing, and eventually that was how I got the win. Anyways, moving on, as I probably have to check my progress as soon as the game reloads. Okay, how many events have we done now up to this point? Okay. So we've done 138. So yeah, that's 5 events we've done now. And we've got 62 cars with 50 challenges now done. And 71 revenge TDs as well. Okay. You know what? We've been spending a lot of time at Central Route. I think what we're gonna do now... Okay, so we've got an eliminator, but we've already finished the challenge sheet, so... I think we're gonna head to Eastern Bay now. For our last 2 events. I think what we're gonna do... See what we got here. Well, we do have a race event, so you know what? We're gonna do that one. And then we'll do the traffic attack to finish, using our Criterion Racer GT. The car we just won, by the way. So here we are then for the Crash Breaker race. And we will now get on with it. Because why not? Fuck you. Wait, did I actually get my challenge target this time? I think I did. I am actually sick of the chaos that just keeps happening at the moment, and what makes it even more sickening is the fact that even though I am trying, really trying, to stay out of trouble as much as I possibly can, it seems like trouble is always finding me. And it's never stopping. Regardless of what I do, it never stops. Oh, okay. I did not think that was the signature takedown I was looking for, but I'll take it either way. Okay, I've actually made my decision now. I don't care what fucking happens at this point anymore. I am actually ending the episode as soon as this race is done, because I don't give a shit anymore. This race right now has broke me. This race has well and truly broke me. And I think at this point, as much as I am really trying to stay away from the traffic always seems to find me. And for the most part, this race in general, regardless of what I try and do, it's always found the perfect ways to kill me. And at this point, I just want it to stop. But the only way it's really going to stop is if I win. And at this point in time, that's the one thing I am not doing. It honestly does feel like victory at this point is the only thing I should really focus on. And nothing else. I mean, it's not even the track that's the problem. The problem is the fact that the AI are quite literally... I mean, the problem is the AI are just quite literally taking me right to my breaking point. And I feel like this is the point now where I either have to win or I just have to give up entirely. because I don't know what else to do anymore. It feels like I'm going to lose, regardless of what I try and do here. I just cannot withstand the just extreme ferocity that the AI have just put me through already. And in some cases that does include the traffic as well, but mainly the AI, because if I go into traffic, normally that's my fault, and I am okay with that. Although what I am not okay with is the fact that these AI just keep fucking with me. And if I actually do win this, I will be so relieved. Finally! I am definitely not doing anything else today. This race actually broke me. I have well and truly had enough of the chaos for today. I was going to do one more race initially, but right now, because of how much the chaos has fucked me over, it's just not worth it. At least I got another signature takedown. Wait, is that now Eastern Bay complete? I can't remember if it is or it isn't. Well, anyway, we get these rewards. 4-way payback, which I did figure was one of the challenges. Also, I've been recording this now for pretty much 2 hours. Oh, that was it. Wait, did I get the other thing? Did I get the special car takedown? Oh, I did. Okay, that's fine. Is that all of them? Apparently it is all of them. Destruction Site was the last one, as I already had the other 2. Well, I guess at the very least that does now complete the Eastern Bay takedown book. However, I'm not racing like that again. And as much as I do want to get on with another event, at this point in time, I just don't feel like I really want to, because, well, mentally, I feel worn out, and physically, I feel like my brain is just telling me to stop. So these are our stats now. We did 6 events today, 139 events now complete, which means we've got precisely 30 to go. We've now won 62 cars, completed 51 challenges, and got 19 signature takedowns overall. Still 5 to go, as Eastern Bay is now done. And with the most unlikely of sources, I actually got that signature TD. So, next up on Burnout Revenge, more Tier 9 racing.